So back-to-back years where the Dallas Cowboys had pretty lackluster free agent periods. Really, they only signed Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. That's truly about it. No big splashes, no Cooper Cup, no Stephon Diggs, no defensive pieces. I'm telling you, man, I feel like Jerry Jones is broke or something. I'm telling you, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, even though he is senile and he's crying at press conferences and stuff, it just doesn't make sense why he's not spending money. I really think somebody should really look into that lead of him being potentially broke because it just doesn't make any sense. If anyone wants to enlighten me in the comments below on why Jerry Jones refuses to spend money in free agency over the last 2 years, let me know. But telling you, man, something is up. Something is definitely up. But as far as the Cowboys' RB room for the 2025 season, obviously it was a very weak point in the 2024 season. They really only had Rico Dowdle. They brought back Zeke for a minute. Just not great. Just not great production at all. And as far as Miles Sanders, amazing career with the Eagles, and then he got paid in free agency from the Panthers. And with his time with Carolina, he just couldn't stay healthy. And he didn't really do a thing in Carolina. Will he do anything in Dallas? Maybe. He might be productive for 3, 4 games, 5 games. I don't know. But to rely on Miles Sanders to be your potential RB1 is ridiculous. Now, as far as Javonte Williams, he was a pretty elite back when he first got in the NFL. His first year, he looked like a monster. He looked like baby Marshawn Lynch, just breaking tackles, just a complete beast. And then he suffered a torn ACL and PCL, and since then, he just hasn't been the same back. And he really didn't do much last year in Denver. Does not look like the same player he once did in his rookie year. So, both of these guys are not tailored to be the lead RB on any team. They're decent RB2s, but if Jerry Jones thinks that these two guys are just going to step right in and be productive RBs for the Cowboys, again, senile, delusional, I don't really know what he's thinking. Maybe they'll address the RB position again in this year's draft. Definitely a possibility, but I'm just telling you, Cowboys fans, don't get your hopes up for these two guys. I really don't think they have a lot of potential. I don't think there's much left in the tank for either one of them. So maybe it's a slight upgrade over their RB room from a year ago, but extremely, extremely slight. So Cowboys fans, let me know what you think about Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Do either of those guys fire you up at all? Or do you agree with me that both of them are probably going to be pretty unproductive? Let me know in the comments below. But other Cowboys news, there was a report from Ian Rappaport that the Cowboys could look to draft a backup QB for Dak Prescott since they did lose Cooper Rush. And they won't be re-signing Trey Lance. Now, I feel like the number 2 quarterback position, the QB2 position for the Cowboys, is almost as important as it is to the Miami Dolphins. Dak Prescott's a very injury-prone player, man. Every other year, he's out for the year. So based on the patterns and all the data we've seen so far, he should be healthy in the year 2025, but in the year 2026, I totally expect him to tear his ACL or to break his foot or to separate his shoulder. So as far as the Cowboys finding a good backup QB, why not bring in Jackson Dart? I don't know how far he's going to fall, but if he potentially falls to the second round, which I don't think he will, but if he hypothetically did, I would 100% take him. Now, when Dak Prescott signed the richest quarterback contract in NFL history, that was such a critical mistake from the Cowboys. I'm not a big believer in Dak Prescott. I know he's a great regular season quarterback, but as far as when it comes down to crunch time or playoff time, he's just not that guy, and he will never win a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys ever. So I feel like the quicker they could draft a legit quarterback that has potential to eventually take over for Dak Prescott is probably in their best interest. So yeah, man, you let me know who you think the Cowboys should draft to be their backup QB in the year 2025. And how are you feeling about the Cowboys going into this year? Do you think they will make a playoff push? Do you think they could make it to the playoffs? Let me know in the comments. Now, as far as the NFC East, of course, you have the Eagles set up for a dynasty, so I totally expect them to win the NFC East in 2025. And then you have the Washington Commanders. You know, if Jaden, Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn can just avoid the sophomore slump of Jaden Daniels, I feel like this team will easily be a playoff team again. This team has improved this past offseason, so plus just another year of continuity, I feel like we could see them just be on a whole other level, which is pretty scary for everyone else in the NFL. So pretty two elite teams in the NFC East right now, and then you have the Giants who are in for a long rebuild. No matter who they go for their quarterback in this upcoming season, I expect this to be Brian Daboll's and their GM Joe's final year in New York. It has to be. The fact that those two buffoons still have jobs is just crazy to me. I mean, like, I could understand, like, maybe keeping Brian Daboll for one more year, but their GM Joe, like, come on, man. Like, especially after, like, Saquon Barkley just won the Super Bowl. Not only won the Super Bowl, but won it with your division rival. If that doesn't warrant a firing, I don't know what does. Like, honestly, like, do they need to go 0-17? I'm not sure, but you got to get Joe out of there. Straight up, man. Straight up. As far as the NFC East, man, pretty stiff competition, in my opinion. I feel like that's a pretty objective statement. So I don't really foresee the Cowboys to be all that competitive in 2025. I feel like they'll probably be a playoff bubble team, but they need Dak Prescott to stay healthy. I don't know. I'm just definitely extremely very bearish on the Cowboys for, I don't know, man, the next 100 years. But yeah, I just don't see it ending well in 2025. So sorry, Cowboys fans. You know, always time to abandon ship, maybe find a new team. I don't know, man. I don't know how many more years Jerry Jones has left running the Cowboys. Could be another 5, could be another 10. I'm not sure, but you just got to be praying, crossing your fingers that eventually he'll just step down respectfully and a new era in Dallas can start. Maybe Stephen Jones can run it better, but that's a coin flip. It's still risky business, but then again, anything is better than Jerry Jones at this point. So the quicker that happens, the quicker the Cowboys will get back to some form of success. So let me know what you think the Cowboys will be like in 2025 and who you think they'll draft as their QB2. Let me know in the comments below. If you made this far, please subscribe, like the video, help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
They know the pass probably has to go down the field on 3rd and long, and they were ready for it. That's a touchback, and the ball will be spotted at the 20. Jets heading back out there on offense, hoping to improve on their last possession, which ended rather quickly with a punt. Yeah, I think what they got to do, they got to come out and be a little more creative, get the defense off guard, make them think over there. That was too generic what they did on the offensive side. If you want to score, show some ingenuity. While this game is tied, the passing attack has been on go. So moving forward, Phil, they have to like the situation the rest of the way.
Oh, they love the situation on the offensive side, Jim. The coach is over there. He doesn't know which play to call because everything he calls in the passing game, it's working.
Alfred Morris lined up in the backfield. The Jets from the 22 got the completion.
The Jets put themselves in a terrible situation. 3rd and long, but you know what? They got a lot of talent on the offensive side, and that was an awesome job of picking up that first down.
Looking across the middle, it's Curley with the reception. Mitchell's there to take him down.
Another name for the fly route, the go route, it's a streak. And that means they want you to be a blue streak, run as fast as you can, get by that defense, and make a big play.
Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown.